American. We started with American. All right, mini lesson.
Okay.
I believe it's mini lesson number 3, and
Yes.
it's on Ashley. Hope she's
All right.
brushing up on her stuff.
All right. So, well, I'm not sure if I can share my screen, but we are going to be moving into our next lesson, which in this case is comprehension. So,
Your host, you can share screen.
nice. Okay. I got you.
The host.
All right. Let me go ahead and share my screen.
How can I be host? I want to be host.
You'll be host at the end.
Okay. So we are now moving on to comprehension of the story. So do you know? Okay, let's see. Let's start with our story plot. Have you ever seen one of these, Mia? Whoop, let me see if I can. Have you ever seen one of these, Mia?
Is it a heartbeat?
It looks like one, yeah. But we're using this. We use this when we are trying to find our exposition, rising action, climax, falling action, resolution. Do those words sound familiar to you, Mia?
No, one of them does.
Which one?
The one that starts with an F?
Which one?
The one that starts with an F? I forgot it already.
F? The falling actions one?
No, the other F.
The other F. Did I miss another F?
The exposition?
Yeah, that one.
Oh,
What's the
the one
exposition?
that this one right here. Exposition. Okay, what do you think that one means?
Oh wait, no, it's not that one. I'm sorry. It was climax.
Climax? All right. Do you remember what climax is?
No.
But you've heard of it. Yes?
Yes, I heard of it many times.
Okay. We don't know what it is.
Again,
No, it's okay. We're gonna go through these together. So if exposition goes right here, and what you said looks like a heartbeat. Remember, we're talking about our story, okay? We're talking about what happened in our story in order. So if we're starting over here in our exposition, what do you think we're gonna put here when we're thinking back to our story? Are we gonna talk about the beginning, the middle, the end? What are we thinking about?
Oh, I remember what the climax is again.
All right, let's see. What is our climax?
Okay, so a climax is like, it's because they've done this before like 2 times, or like 3 at most. A climax is like a roller coaster, like kind of like what happens in the middle.
Okay, in the middle of our story. Okay, so where do you think you would go on this map right here?
So the climax is gonna be on top.
Where, here?
Yeah, like on top.
Or over here?
You.
Right there?
Yes.
All right, so we know that that is the climax. All right, so knowing that this is the climax, what goes next after the climax?
Falling. Oh, it's kind of like a roller coaster. Like it's like beginning, middle, end.
Yeah, right? And then we have our resolution. Okay, so then that's the end. Now we're gonna go back whoop to the beginning. So if the exposition goes in the beginning, where will it go? Will it go right here?
Oh, yep, yeah, right there.
Right there? Okay, so there's the exposition. All right, now let's think back to our story. What happened in the beginning of our story? Let's think.
I think what happened is that all people gather around, right? Gathered around, and then they went to the king, and then the king was speaking and everything.
All right. And why do you think they do that? Why are people gathering? What's happening?
It's because probably something the king has something to tell important.
Okay. And when we think back to our story, what is our king deciding?
Oh, that hold on, my mind is trying to
It's okay.
begin with.
Let's search back. Whoop. So remember, everyone gathers in our arena. They're trying to, I guess, convict a person. They're trying to figure out, is this person guilty or non-guilty?
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So they gather to figure out. Well, I don't know if I can write on this. Oh, let me see.
Also, can I just think real quick to see if it works?
Yeah, go on ahead, princess.
Tell me if you see it.
Okay, I see that you raised your hand. Let me go back over
Okay.
here.
Okay. Oh, sorry.
It's okay.
Can you see it? Can you see this?
Yes, but those are reactions. Okay, so in the beginning, we know. Yeah, let's go back to this, okay? Can you see my screen? Yes, yes, yes.
Yes.
I want to be able to see someone. Okay, there you go.
Sorry.
You're good, you're good. So our beginning here, what do we call that again? Our X, using our big vocabulary words. What is it called? The yeah, the exposition. Okay, so what happened first? Go back to our story. We have.
So then it's exposition, rising, climax, and what are the rest? I need to see them. And
Well, let's see
then
if you can remember.
falling,
Uh-huh.
and then resolution.
Okay, so in the beginning, we know that we are we basically, oh, wrong one.
Oh.
I forget that I'm showing my screen. In the beginning, we know why people gather together. Oh, there you go. Ah, big brain. Okay. So we know that it takes place where? Where does all of this happen?
So basically, all the people from the community, you could say, gather in the king's palace, you could say, and then the king is going to speech or talk about something important that they need to know.
Okay, so let's focus on that setting,
which involves guilty or not guilty. Who does that? Who does the crime? Or
let's see if we can go back to our story real quick and figure out where that setting is. Okay, let's see. So long ago, one of the king's ideas was a public arena as an agent of poetic justice.
The crime
Really?
was.
So what did it?
Where does?
In
yeah.
Public.
What did you say? Public arena.
Yeah.
Did this happen recently or a long time ago?
You. Well, okay.
Wait, when do you think this happened?
Huh?
When do you think this happened? Like nowadays, or maybe like a long time ago, or in the future? When do you think this happened? Looking at our
way in the past.
Way in the past, right? Because we still have what? What do we still have going on here?
Pandemic.
No, we have a king, remember? We don't have kings now where we're at, right? So we know that happened a long time ago, right?
We only have, what are they called again? Presidents. There you go.
Yes. Okay, so we know that this story happened when?
In the past.
In the past. All right. So it happened
then presidents
in the
are
past.
present, and then something else is in the future, which we don't know yet.
Yeah, but we know that our story takes place in the past, right? So
Yes, nobody's help.
let's think. Who were our characters in the story?
So, there was a king. There's a lot of people in the town.
Yeah.
There is a tiger. There's a lady.
Okay.
There's a princess, and there's a lover that loves the princess.
Ooh, okay. Good job. All
And
right.
just 6 characters.
Yeah. So those would be part of our exposition because right now we are talking about basically the who, the what, the where. And then next, we're going to talk about our rising action. All right. So now that our story is progressing. Oh, you have a question? Yes. How may I help you?
Okay. Kind of reminds me, like, this story kind of connects a lot
Mhm.
to a prince and his wife. So
Mhm.
basically, a king in his palace, a lot of people are invited to gather together to talk about someone, and the lover loves the princess. That kind of connects to a prince stole something.
Okay, so that's like a little connection you made from a
Oh,
story you read in the past.
You read it?
now.
Actually, no, it's kind of like a few weeks ago.
Oh, okay.
wow,
There
nice.
you go.
Yep.
All right. So
Oh,
now-
it's called a prince replaces his wife.
oh wow. I
Yeah.
don't think I've read that story before.
I don't want to read that story. I'm so sad for that lady.
I know, my goodness. All right. So now we're going from our exposition and now we're going up here, which we said was what? Mia? What goes up here?
It was rising,
Yeah, our rising what?
and then climax, and then falling, and then resolution.
All right, but right now we're concentrating on our
Climax.
climax already?
Oh, I know. Rising.
Rising. All right.
It's
So,
like a roller coaster. Like, whoop, it's
Okay.
halfway up to climax.
okay. So then now that we're going to our rising action, let's think. All right. So now we're going through our story. What's the problem? What's the conflict here? What happened?
What's the main screen? Okay, I got it. It's where all the people get it, and suddenly, magically, 2 doors appear
Mhm.
in front of the king, or like besides the king. Gets it?
Okay. Yeah, 2 doors open. We know that that's how he judges people. But what is like our main conflict in the story that we're like, oh no, this is what really drives the story? What happens with the king's daughter, the princess? Let's think.
I don't remember.
You don't remember? Because remember, we talked about our characters, right? We have the king, the princess, the people, the lover, the tiger, the lady. Let's think. What happened that led us back to those 2 doors?
That one opens, which that the tiger comes.
Yeah. Okay. So, okay, let's step back a little bit. All right. We know that the king was angry because what happened in the story that caused the king to be really angry?
That 2 doors has opened and he doesn't know, so he's frustrated.
No. Let's think to our princess. What happens to the princess?
Why
that
was the
caused
king
this?
mad about the princess and her lover?
Mhm.
I think it's more than kind of at the end.
But isn't that part of like what guides the story?
Okay, so
Mhm.
I was thinking That I forgot. I had it in my brain, but then just like, oh my god, I just erased it.
Okay, remember the princess and her lover.
Oh, okay, I got it back. Okay, so the prince, the prince, the princess and the lady. The princess looks at her like jealousy, like she kind of
Okay.
because the prince, I think, falls in love with the lady.
Close. Remember, we have the princess and we have her lover, who is a commoner. And remember, at that time, it's like princesses and princes need to stick together, and like all the royalty, and commoners have to remain commoners. So because our princess is in love with a commoner, that gets the king really angry. He's like, what? Who dares fall in love with my daughter, right?
Yeah, he has to be a prince in order to marry her.
And was he? No, right? He was a commoner. All right. So that we know that was our conflict.
Now we're at the climax, the tippy top.
So now our detail was that one, the conflict was that our princess fell in love with a commoner. And that got the king really angry. He was like, what? No, not in my castle. And that leads us to where? What does the king do?
That the princess got jealous.
No, let's think about like the most exciting part of the story where we're like, oh my gosh. Remember, there's a part in the story where everyone's eyes are fixed on someone. And we're trying to decide.
Oh, so the tiger, that the tiger comes out?
A little bit before that. Because remember, we're looking at our doors, right?
Also, do we know that the tiger came out, or were we left to guess if it was the tiger or the lady?
Oh yeah, if it was the tiger or lady. Oh, that the princess knew which one was the lady and which was the tiger, and the prince opened one, but then they don't know if it's the tiger or the lady.
Yeah. So the exciting part was figuring,
what is it? Is it the lady? The lady or the tiger? I don't know.
There you go. Would that be what we were looking for, besides obviously the detail being like?
Now, question is, Mia, is there a resolution? Do we get an ending to this story?
Nope. We're still hanging on.
Do you remember what that's called?
Clip turn?
Cliff hanger.
Oh, there you go. Cliffhanger.
Who is up to decide what happens? If the
So
author didn't do it.
we're not just falling. We're falling down now.
Yeah, because we're like, oh my goodness, what happened?
Okay, so I'm sorry. That if it's a happy ending or if it's a bad ending.
Yeah. Remember what the princess was feeling? When she was like, remember we go back and the princess wondering, oh my goodness, she's really thinking about, you know,
The lady,
what happened to the lady?
Where the princess gets jealous because the lady's there and the what is it called again? Commoner. Well, he thinks that he's gonna fall with the lady, and then the princess gives her like jealousy looks.
Yep. And then the princess makes the decision, but at the end we're like, oh no, cliffhanger, what happens, right? So then can you give me a quick summary of the story all together?
Okay, so it starts off with the people all gathering together because the king has to say something important, and then it comes to the rising. That's where the 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 king, yeah, the king gets mad, right? And that because he's like, oh, you're a commoner, you don't belong with my princess, go away.
Ooh. Okay.
And then climax is where where I think the princess no, that's that's one of the doors open is like, oh, is it the tiger or is it the lady? Like they're all confused, like, is it a tiger or is it the lady? And then the following, right? Yeah, the following is like if it's a good ending or if it's a bad ending. And then, well, resolution that we're still hanging on that, like we don't know.
Yeah, so resolution is the ending. So did we really even have an ending?
No.
No, right? Because it's up to who? The reader, right? To figure out what happened. Like, well, to think about any possible outcomes.
Mhm.
Okay, so then other than that, that was a beautiful summary of the story. I'm gonna stop sharing my screen. And then,
Good job, Miss Mia.
stop, look at you.
So are we done?
We have one more. We have one more.
Okay.